Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 28th. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have the Dolphin Spirit. It says, stop taking life so seriously and splash some joy in your everyday life. Yes, Pisces is what I have to say to that. You have the Sagittarius card. It says expansion. It says you are ready to expand and move forward to your next lucky break. So there could be a lucky break coming in for you, which would be very nice. I definitely feel, part of me feels like, having the North Node in your sign, like you will you do right now, could definitely be making you take things more seriously. I mean, there's a lot of other things that I think are going on for Pisces that could be making them, take things too seriously, like every little thing that's happening in your life. So I think that, splashing some more joy, as that card says, having more fun. I mean, literally, we have two cards of joy right here, the Ace of Cups and the Sun. They're both cards of having more fun. And, the Ace of Cups is a card of creating more flow in your life, which usually happens when we have more joy and happiness and we do things that make us feel more happy. And so that's what I would be doing with this reading. And, that's something that I would focus on. You start with the King of Pentacles here. I kind of feel there's something about like the status quo with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles isn't really a bad card. He is a card of wealth, and he is a card of like establishment as well, or kind of like creating an establishment. And so he's not necessarily bad, but he is also the card of convention, and convention represents the way things have always been done. So he can be a little bit stuck in the way that he does things. And, really that North Node in Pisces, kind of is asking Pisces, like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to be doing in life, or what do you want your life to look like? And, the other problem is you probably don't have an answer. You probably don't know. And so the King of Pentacles is kind of like encouraging us to break free from that pattern. And we have to go explore. We have to go explore the world and, do new things, to find things that we can feel passionate about. And, really that's what the North Node is all about. I think that, if you were born with a North Node in Pisces, it's, some people say like it's about doing things for others. But if you are a Pisces, which you're watching this video, so you probably are, then, you already do too much for others. I think that North Node in Pisces for Pisces is like teaching us to really be more creative, be more magnetic as well, I would say, as in kind of like learning how to attract the right people into your life. And I don't know, all that stuff is like swirling around in my head with this King of Pentacles. So those are all things that I would work on. You have the Five of Swords. This is about like closing out cycles, I feel, for you. Five of Swords can represent conflict, walking away from something, winning at all cost, which isn't necessarily a good thing. It's weird because in the area of the good stuff, you have the Ten of Swords and the Devil. They're showing up in the good stuff, but, with the Five of Swords here, this is kind of saying to me that maybe you're finally walking away from something, or like finally closing out a cycle. This could be with a person, a place, or a thing, but I do kind of get that like final nail in the coffin type of energy on the Five of Swords, and you could just be taking a risk of like walking away from something that no longer serves you. And you also have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from things that no longer serve you. So, it is what it is. You have the Ace of Wands. You have two aces here. So many aces since like the middle of March, I think, is when all the aces started coming up in the reading. So a lot of great new beginning energy, creative energy as well. Like I just said, with that North Node, it's like you're going to have to get creative. I think that's a major solution for Pisces, is tapping into your creative side, tapping into that creative energy. I mean, also having Pluto in your 12th in Aquarius. Again, I think that, people look at the 12th house, they think like spiritual, death, things like that. But Aquarius is very innovative, and that Pluto in Aquarius for Pisces, I think, is about creativity. So I think it's time for you to get more creative. Ace of Wands is a creative energy, and it's time for you to like birth new things into your life. This could be like new projects, new ideas, new directions, doing things you've never done before. The other thing is, Pisces, just based off this reading, I'd really be paying attention to your dreams. It's like, the funny thing that's popping into my head here is, for whatever reason, this is popping into my head. I feel like you are like 10 times more confident in your dreams. Like, you literally might be having dreams where you are doing things that you wouldn't do in the real world, right? And there's, I don't know, it's a message that's popping into my head. It's definitely something I would pay attention to, because like those dreams could be guiding you. They could be saying like, look, if you did this thing that requires confidence, whatever you're dreaming about, right? You would actually do it in the real world. So you are that confident. There's something here about you really needing to believe that you are confident. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, well, here's the thing. Knight of Swords, sometimes I feel he gets to a certain point in the reading, and then he's like running away, right? So I feel this is saying, don't run away from something that could cause expansion with this first card here. This doesn't have to be an offer of love. I feel this is something, the Ace of Cups, that kind of like flows in your life, or it could be something that creates flow in your life. And I feel the Knight of Swords is saying, don't run away. I also feel that Knight of Swords is encouraging you to charge through the not knowing what brings you fulfillment. It's like right now, if I sat you down and asked you what excites you right now, I think pretty much every Pisces would have a hard time answering that question. Like, what is exciting? What would be fulfilling for you? What do you want to do? I just get that feeling that Pisces could have a hard time answering that question. And so the Knight of Swords says, don't run away. Sit with it and go and explore and find what will fulfill you. With the Five of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Just over the past few years, I think you've learned like who you can trust, who you can work with, and who you can't work with. And as far as work is concerned, but it doesn't even have to be work. Just people that you collaborate with in general. Three of Pentacles is a really good card. Again, North Node in your sign. I think that's something that people need to realize about having that North Node transit in your first for Pisces, is that really there is like an element of leadership, to that energy. And there's still a lot of stuff in Pisces right now. So, you taking the lead, you guiding the vision ultimately is what needs to happen with the Three of Pentacles. The problem is speaking up. It's like, if you're working with other people and they're not doing what you think they should be doing, then you need to say something, and, don't be a Pisces and just let it happen, right? With the Ace of Wands, you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, Six of Cups is like happiness, joy, what brings you joy. It's your inner child. So I think that a lot of you Pisces need to tap back into that inner child energy. And this might be something you have to sit with, like I said, because maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know what is exciting you right now, or maybe you just don't have anything that is really kind of getting you off your butt, right, and getting you excited. I don't really feel people on this card. I feel that it's more, again, talking about like excitement, because it's the inner child. The other thing is like, this is very North Node in Pisces as well, is like what are you trying to protect? These children are being protected inside these castle walls, and they have this guard right here. But it's like, are you trying to protect something that doesn't need protection? Are there things that you want to share, but you're afraid because of like things that happened in the past? North Node, past karma, right? It's like, those are the things that you have to clear up at this time. And if you do it, you will be happy that you did. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you literally can't make this one up. It says, confidence is your key to success. Literally, like the first words out of my mouth were about confidence. So I definitely feel that being confident at this time is the key to your success. I also feel that, again, you could be having like dreams, daydreams. You could just be having moments. Like sometimes, like, Pisces is good at zoning out and daydreaming. You might have those moments where you think about something that you want to do and you feel really confident in that moment. And, again, I would pay attention to that for sure. You had 3 cards here. You also have this card that says a win-win outcome is forecast, which is great. You have this card that says a new romantic cycle approaches. So definitely could be new love coming in for those of you that want love. You have the Ace of Cups, the Justice card, and the Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Cups can be your emotions overflowing, being very happy, and paying attention to your happiness. This is what I would pay attention to, is the things that cause flow in your life and the things that overflow in your life, like the activities you do, the people you spend time with. Making sure that those things flow is going to be important. This could also be a love offer as well. So if you're looking for love, I definitely feel there could be love coming in for you on this card. Next, you have the Justice card. It's like justice, I think we have to sometimes try a couple of things and see what works. And I always say this to you, but, if you don't know what excites you right now, or if you're like looking for something to get motivated to work on, right, then I feel the justice card is saying try a couple things and see what works, see what you're more passionate about. Sometimes it might also not work. Like sometimes what you might find is that maybe you try a couple of ideas you have, maybe like some of them are kind of working, maybe one of them isn't working, but you're more passionate about it, right? And so even though it's maybe not working as well as you want it to, you continue to work on it because you actually want to. And so it's not necessarily about results right this second. It's like you could be working on like 3 projects, and it's like maybe one of them really stands out to you because you're passionate about it, but maybe you're not still getting the result that you want. But really, it's about following your passions anyway. So even if it's not getting a result, that could be the thing that you're meant to work on. So there's kind of like a delicate balance here with this energy, and I would definitely pay attention to that. I do feel like a sense of justice going like this way here to the sun. So some of you could be feeling like you're getting like a little bit of karmic justice, or you might feel like you're getting a little bit of a reward this week, so I like to see that. You have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel it's time for Pisces to create their turnaround or to change their own fortunes, and that's what I would focus on with the Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel spins in whatever direction it wants. We have to get it to spin in the right direction. So we have to take control of our destiny with the Wheel of Fortune to make things happen. And again, I think there's a big theme here in this reading of you taking control of your destiny. The North Node is your destiny. So a lot of you are, taking control of that vision and getting the wheel to spin in the right direction. And that's exactly what I would do here. It's funny that we were kind of talking about confidence as well, because we have this snake on the side, and snakes are guardians of portals. Snakes represent fears. So it's like we have to face some fears to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. They're not like real fears. They're just like little things, right? With the Ace of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Yeah, it definitely could be love. Two of Cups is usually someone who's different than your usual type that's coming in for you. I think your May reading was all about love. So, if you're looking for love, definitely could be a solid connection that's coming in here. Don't rush it with the Knight of Swords, of course. Take your time. But it looks good. You have the Sun, so there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you here. The Ten of Swords and the good stuff could say that this is a blessing in disguise. So, like, if you've had past difficult relationships, you could be realizing that, that you are making space for, like, a new person. With the Justice card, you have the Five of Cups. This is just all the feelings that I was describing at the beginning of the reading. For some of you, I feel that status quo energy that I was talking about with the King of Pentacles. It's like you're focusing. He's lost his taste for wine. Is the story. The story of this card. He is grieving the loss of something he no longer enjoys, but he needs to turn around and see there's something better, and that will give him this bridge and this castle. So he is kind of like looking for something new to invest his energy in, or something new to do with his time. And I feel that for a lot of you, where it's like you could be looking for, just bigger and better, which is what I feel is the whole point of the astrology right now for Pisces. Is like maybe that should be your mantra, bigger and better, or I'm looking for bigger and better, right? Instead of like focusing on things that didn't work. With the Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Lovers. So definitely could be love coming in for you here. I feel like Pisces has experienced a lot of disappointments in love, and I feel, it's just time for you to realize that, like, not everyone is the same. And, it's kind of like one of those things. The other thing is like people who are born with their North Node in Pisces, they could have experienced, their karma is that Virgo, that the opposite, the South Node, that Virgo, right? Which a lot of people who are born with North Node in Pisces, they have like what do you call that, like abandonment issues, right? Like they say that South Node in Virgo past life is kind of like having been abandoned, having people leave you all the time, and things like that. So even if you don't have even if you weren't born, I'm trying to say, with the North Node in Pisces, I feel that at this time The problem or the challenge with love is that you could be thinking about all the times you were abandoned, or someone left you, or someone left you for someone else, or whatever the case may be. And I feel this is saying like, hey, there's like something really good coming in for you, and you should allow it and let go of those fears of abandonment. You have this next in the area of messages from your future self. You have this dog spirit. It says, be loyal to what you love. Like, damn. if that is North Node in Pisces right there. You have this whale spirit. It says, trust in the great mystery. Life is a mystery. It's like you might not understand why all these different things are happening or what's going on. But, this kind of says, embrace the journey and definitely be loyal to what you love. You have the Sun, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. I think if you are worried that you're not if you are worried about finding that zest for life, that enthusiasm that we were talking about at the beginning of the reading, which I feel is missing a little bit right now for Pisces, the Sun says you will discover it again. The Sun also is the best card in the deck, makes the whole entire reading more positive. But the Sun encourages us to pay attention to our attention. A lot of the times, I think we do know what we want to do. We just put other ideas onto it, like whatever it is that we want to do with our life, and we think that it can't happen. So it's like if you have a passion or a hobby it's that you always are thinking about and always talking about, it's like maybe that is your purpose, but you might also be saying like, I can't make money doing this, or I can't turn this into a business or whatever. But if you really tried, you could. So, the Sun is about paying attention to your attention. It's like, where is your attention always being drawn to? That is probably where your riches will come from with the Ten of Pentacles here. The Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. It is time for Pisces to build and leave a legacy. Ten of Pentacles won't happen overnight, but, it's something where, the Ten of Pentacles says you probably have the vision, really, whether you realize it or not. I think the first step for the Ten of Pentacles is to understand the vision, to understand like what it would look like to have a perfect life. And I encourage everyone to kind of I'm always telling everyone, like with the Ten of Pentacles, that I would write down on a piece of paper what your perfect life looks like, and then work backwards, and then take the first step that you can take when you work backwards, right? Like, what is the smallest, littlest step that you can take to get close to this? This is also amazing for love, especially going this way. The Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. So, if that includes like family, friends, if that includes like marriage or a partner, then the Ten of Pentacles can definitely be very good with all this love stuff coming in here. You have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's like time to stop doing things that you think you should do. Now, there are some things that you think you should do that you should do, but there are other like obligations that you probably shouldn't be doing at this time. And so the Eight of Cups kind of says you need to look at where your fulfillment is coming from, and you need to do more things that bring fulfillment into your life. I always say the Eight of Cups, he's walking away from things that no longer serve him, which definitely, I think every Pisces is being triggered to do at this time. And, he's walking away, but he doesn't know where he's going. He's walking into darkness. He doesn't know if he's going to find fulfillment or not. And that is the challenge of the Eight of Cups. He's just not willing to settle for less. And again, North Node in Pisces, I don't know why I feel like I need to talk about this in this reading, but apparently it's important this week, I would say. And, that is what North Node in Pisces is all about. Especially if you're born with it. With the Sun, here you go. You are definitely attracting a little ray of sunshine in your life. I wouldn't be surprised if you're attracting a person who's like very positive, upbeat. Maybe their friends call them sunshine or sunny or something like that. I don't know. But, again, I think even people call this person sunshine, right? So you could be attracting a very like upbeat, positive person into your life. Definitely popping into my head. Could be any sign. Earth stands out to me. I mean, you have Capricorn, you have Taurus here twice. With the Wheel of Fortune, Taurus shows up on the Wheel of Fortune. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or a Leo, or it could be a person who has those signs in their chart. Could be any sign, general reading, but definitely a very upbeat, positive person. And again, I think that you could be finding love this week, surprisingly. With the Ten of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Ace of Wands. Yes, this is where your riches will come from, is from creativity, being creative, finding creative solutions, believing that your ideas are good enough. That's going to be a major theme for Pisces for many years to come, is that Pisces is needs to realize that their ideas are bigger. Like, it's like maybe you think your ideas won't matter or won't change the world or, won't do something. But, like I said, the time that we're in, it's like time for Pisces ideas to flourish. And, you need to put those, but if you hold on to those ideas, if you die with those ideas, then no one is going to be inspired by your ideas or the things that you want to create or the things that you want to work on or the things that you want to do, right? And so that's kind of like part of your challenge right now. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. Yeah, I mean, it's like I think since November, it's been a tough time. There probably have been like little moments that have triggered you about that brought up these kind of like feelings from the past, especially probably around your finances. So it's like if you, as I said during eclipse season, you're going to have to go back to like 2006. And I don't know what you were doing at that time in your life, but, there could be a lot of those fears, like fears of being abandoned by your finances, fears of like making money and having it disappear just as quickly. I mean, if you go back to like 2008, 2012, in between that time, that was when, especially like 2012 forward until like 2016 was like really the peak of that, Uranus in your second house, right? So Uranus in your second house, especially in Aries, is like the worst because you can make money and then something can happen that just takes it right away, right? And so I talk about this all the time, but I definitely feel that's like those types of things have maybe been triggered again since November for Pisces. And, this is about standing up to it and saying like, no, I don't have to accept this in my life. I can make changes. I can be responsible with money. I can be smart with my money. I can save my money. I can have a little bit extra for a rainy day. I can do the right, I can develop the good money habits, the good money beliefs and all that, and I can change it. The Nine of Swords says change the cycle. You don't have to keep living in the round financial chasing your tail type of thing. Four of Swords is about healing it. So you're definitely being asked to do that at this time. Next, in the good stuff, you have this Blessed card. You have three cards again, apparently. You have the Blessed card, which is one of my favorite cards in this deck. So definitely could be some blessings coming in for you here, Pisces, with the Blessed card. You have this Chop Wood and this Mending card. So really good. You could be healing. It is a great time for healing, Pisces. I would say for the rest of the year, really, I would be doing extra things to heal. I would be doing extra things to make yourself feel better, whatever that is, right? And, I would just like pay attention to that. I'll tell you this. I've been super lazy the past few weeks and I haven't been working out. Like I started working out again at the beginning of the year, then I stopped doing it. My lower back has been like killing me for days because I'm not working out, right? Because I'm not taking care of myself. So again, if you don't take care of yourself, you are going to suffer. If you do take care of yourself, things will go well. It's funny. I had this like red rash on my face, right? And so I can't eat tomatoes, right? A couple weeks ago, I decided like, oh, I'm going to have a couple tomatoes. Broken out, right? So, again, it's like one of those things. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to feel it right away. And so I would make sure you're taking care of yourself. The Chop Wood card says, like, get to work, get to work on those big ideas because I feel like you will see a quick result. You have the Ten of Swords, the Devil, and the Four of Pentacles. Ten of Swords and the good stuff definitely can represent a blessing in disguise. You could be realizing how certain things that didn't work out were all pushing you in the right direction. And, again, a very famous Pisces, Steve Jobs, said, famously, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back. So a lot of you, I kind of get that feeling on the Ten of Swords where it's like maybe this is a week where you're connecting a lot of dots. And, it feels like kind of a chill week to me as well. Like maybe you're just not doing a lot. And I think that would be fine. I think this would be a good week where maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you just need to chill. Maybe you just need to whip out a piece of paper and kind of start connecting dots as they pop up in your head this week. And then maybe that will help you clarify your vision or discover things that you're excited about, which seems to be something that needs to happen. And that's what I would do with that card. You have the Devil. Number one, I do feel Capricorn energy here. So some of you could be attracting a Capricorn into your life or a person with like Capricorn in their chart or something. This could also say that you are overcoming toxic things in your life. So I feel a lot of you could be overcoming like just bad habits or changing your habits. It's coming up in the good stuff. The Devil can also represent creativity. These people, they have these animal horns on their heads, and it represents like our root chakra energy, our baser instincts. Sometimes I feel with the Devil, we have to take that energy, we have to like bring it up to our heads and express something into the world. So you could be like expressing a project, an idea, something like that into the world. You have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is like stability in the good stuff, right? Normally, Four of Pentacles represents holding on too tightly to something, but in the good stuff, I feel the Four of Pentacles is you working on creating more financial stability and security in your life, and obviously that would be a good thing. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Hermit. The Hermit can represent getting out of Hermit mode. So a lot of you could be stepping out of Hermit mode or doing something to get out of Hermit mode, which would be great. We see so much like joyful energy in the reading with the Sun, Ace of Wands, these, childlike cards like the Six of Cups. I feel like these cards are encouraging you to get out of the house. So definitely. With the Devil, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is like work hard, play hard. And in the good stuff, it would definitely say that you are balancing both out. So I would balance both out. The other thing is can you mix the two together? Can you make play work? And I don't know. You're going to have to answer that question, Pisces. With the Four of Pentacles, you show up here as the King of Cups. King of Cups is about like exploring your emotions on a very deep level. You could be feeling very much more positive emotionally this week, I feel, with that card. So I do like to see that. You have this Tower card. It says solid foundation, success with effort. Four of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Like you're going to have to put the effort in to build something solid. But Four of Pentacles, very good card. And also the King of Pentacles I consider foundational. Also the Ten of Pentacles I consider foundational because we have to like lay that solid foundation first. Then we can build our Ten of Pentacles on top of it. So, again, a lot of you could be laying a solid foundation. You have this key card that says successful outcome to your problems. Love it. Very good. If you are having problems, which you're a Pisces, you probably have a ton of problems like most Pisces do, and you could be overcoming those problems, which is great. You have this Pale card. It says time to get out of a situation. I feel like these two cards are connected. You have this Bat. It says take care. Enemies are working against you. If there are things that seem off with like people in your life, like those could be the situations that you need to get out of, and I would pay attention to that. I'm actually going to pull you an extra card. You have this flag. It says do not be tempted to lower your standards. Eight of Cups. With the Eight of Cups, we cannot lower our standards. He is walking away from those 8 cups because those 8 cups are not right, and so don't be afraid to walk away. You have this older woman. It says dealings or relationships with an older woman. And I always clarify these people cards. You have this Boot. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So another card that says the same thing. Now, here's the thing. Like we are in a really bad time for hard work because if we work hard just for hard work's sake, then we are telling the universe, I have to work hard to be successful. As I said in all the 2025 readings, we need to be efficient, which could include hard work, but there's a big difference. If you're working hard, but you're getting, a 10x result, then, obviously that would be a good thing, right? And you're at that point, you're not telling the universe, I have to work hard to get this result. You're just you're doing it because you're motivated, right? I think intention matters right now. And so I would increase effort on things that matter. And that's what I would do there. But this looks really good, Pisces. I love this for you. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.